Okay, so this is my review for Do Revenge. Uh, you can already see it's gonna be a bit different because I watched this last Friday when it came out, and I didn't even know. I was just like, when that movie coming out? So yeah, last Friday or last Saturday, I watched it like midnight. So yeah, and then I wrote my review in Letterboxd here, and so I want to read that because it's still my thoughts. I'm gonna explain my thoughts here on my from my Letterboxd review because I'm lazy. And yeah, so I wrote, as someone who's never seen Stranger Things, I've only heard about Maya Hawke, which is yeah, like up until now, all I know of her is Stranger Things, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and that one video on YouTube that's somehow on YouTube. I get why she did it that way, and it's not uncommon to see boobs on YouTube, but that dude was in there digging for something, and that's on YouTube. Okay. That's it. That's how I know Maya Hawke. I know who her parents are and everything, but I keep hearing so much about her and how she plays lesbian roles real real good. Like she plays that on Stranger Things. So that's the whole big thing with this one. She's playing that kind of role again, and people were excited about it. I finally got to see what she's all about, and yeah, uh, as I said, I get it now. She's adorable. Like yeah, she is. She was adorable. Yeah, that's the yeah. I mean, I don't just mean the character either. I mean like Maya Hawke is adorable. I was watching a video today that popped up in my recommended. Uh, her and her co-star here, Camila Mendez, doing the Vanity Fair lie detector, and she was adorable even in that, even when she was lying. Like I get why people like her. I do. I understand that now. I also wrote, well, fucking advertisements. While I like the plot, writing, acting, and mostly soundtrack, which hell yeah, and cinematography, I found the movie to be okay, great even, but I didn't love it. And yeah, and I'm remembering now. Yeah, okay. So yeah, like all that is fantastic, especially the soundtrack. My goodness, like putting Latigre on the soundtrack to basically a lesbian comedy movie. That's pretty. Either pretty ingenious or really on the nose, which is a note I believe I made in my Letterboxd review. That's very clever, very clever. Yeah, putting that Riot Girl music in there, like, yeah, very clever. But yeah, I love the soundtrack. Like I didn't know an orchestral version of How Bizarre by OMC would be so awesome. That this formal event and that's what's playing. That's what the orchestra's playing. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. And that's the kind of music in this that's in this movie for the most part. Mostly, well, I kind of music, '90s music, and I love it. I love it. The writing, yeah, no, it's about these two girls who team up and, as the title would suggest, do revenge, and they would do each other's revenge. But there's a twist, one that I talk about in this review. But yeah, and so basically, and you get this from the trailer. Camila Mendez got done wrong by her dude, and then Maya Hawke was done wrong by her girl, you know. And so they both want their respective exes to pay. That's the whole thing. And the acting, I went into it, the acting as well in my review, and we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, like the cinematography, it looks fantastic, and yeah, like I didn't love the movie, but I did like it. I'll explain why here in the review. All right, next paragraph. I was especially surprised by the emphasis on Camila Mendez and Maya Hawke's relationship over their respective love interests. Yeah, yeah. Uh, it was way more focused on their friendship, and for a second, I thought they were each other's love interests. But no, it's about their friendship. Like, as I go on to say, Often the best acting was in scenes between Mendes and Hawk. Yeah, that's what the bulk of the good stuff is in this movie. The good acting, the good scenes, the emoting, all that shit. I mean, the payoff of their respective love and yeah. So yeah, like just such a strong emphasis on their friendship that you don't get any kind of payoff with their respective love interest until literally during the credits. Like yeah, and I'm not sure how I felt about that because I know why a lot of people sat down and watched this movie. Maya Hawke's playing a lesbian again. Like, people want to see that, you know. But yeah, like, I was not sure how I felt about that. But yeah, yeah. Okay, next paragraph. Also, I know Sophie. Yes, that's right. Sophie Turner's in this. People kept saying that. I kept saying, huh? Because I don't watch Game of Thrones. I really didn't care for her Dark Phoenix. After the first time, I didn't want to see it the second time. I didn't. You can say it's in a different universe. It's the same universe. They've met. So no, I really didn't care. Sophie Turner's a great actress though, and stuff I have seen her in. Like absolutely, and she was great in this too. And I wrote also I knew Sophie Turner was in this, and she always surprises me whenever she pops up in something, no matter the size of her exactly. She always grabs me. I don't know how she does that, but she does. And it was a big surprise that nobody talked about that I'm going to spoil. And I wrote, and Sarah Michelle Gellar as the headmaster was, yeah, surprised. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, that is awesome on many levels. Her being like this kind of advisory dean type character to these, I think they're college kids. You know, that's, if you know who Sarah Michelle Gellar is, that's ironic. That's funny. I loved it. She was awesome in this. Okay, here we go. What I didn't like was the straight dude for yes. Okay, yeah. So the main antagonist is this dude who is basically what right here. What I didn't like was the straight dude for feminism, wherever that was. Uh, the main rich asshole villain, yeah, was talking about. I feel like there's subtext or a joke somewhere, but I can't be bothered to give a shit. And wow, and that's why every time he talked about that, and that's why every time he talked about that, oh, I didn't finish that thought. All right, he didn't need that as mentioned. He didn't need that as mentioned earlier. He didn't need that as mentioned earlier. He is a rich asshole. That's more than enough. It is. And I gave an example. Does Lex Luthor ring a bell? Exactly. Lex Luthor is the rich asshole, and he was already a rich asshole before Superman came along. That just made him even more so. It makes him such a great fucking annoying villain that I can't stand. That's really all you need. But they may just do like this whole like feminist, pro women's right, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But he's so obviously full of shit. Like he is. Like, even before they reveal he is, you can obviously see that he is. I think I mentioned that in my review. Like yeah, I feel like there's a subtext, but like I said, couldn't be bothered. Yeah. So the villain is also the complete opposite, yeah, of the bullshit he allegedly stands for. Exactly. That's supposed to be a secret, but it's not exactly like I said. You know instantly that he's full of shit, and even the movie itself is like that's not who you are at all. Like it tells you instantly that's not who he is at all. And I was just like I said, to add to my confusion, I was confused. Like what? Oh, and I wrote a note here to cover my ass. Note, I'm obviously about women's rights, feminism, strong women. Oh, absolutely. Strong women, etc. I was just confused about what the movie is doing with that. I wrote this review very late at night. Very late at night. I might have been medicated. Yeah. No, I was medicated. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. I'm all for everything I just said there. I was just confused about what the movie's doing. Aside from that, I'm aware of the title of this movie, but there were some weird. There were yes. So spoilers. There were some weird heel turns. Heel means bad guy, Face means good guy. All right. There were some weird hill turns by the leads that I didn't get. Yeah, like towards the end, Maya Hawke, like I said, there was a twist. All right. Uh, I won't say what the twist was, because I did kind of like that, but Maya Hawke turning heel, either do that all the way or don't, you know? And I didn't understand that. I mean, I get her motivations 100%. I get why she did that. I'd be pissed off too if somebody did that to me. I wouldn't go this far. But what she did, I wouldn't go that far. But I'd be pissed off too if somebody branded me that. Nobody wants to be branded that. But yeah, I not understand that. And I get like I just said, I get their motivations. I just don't get why the heel turn. Why the heel turn only to face? Yes, yeah, I get that. I understand why she did it. Like I just said, what I don't get is why she then turned back to being a face at the very end, so they can both confront the actual villain of the movie. What was the point of that? But yeah, a few minutes. Yeah, it was literally a few minutes later. Like after something truly ridiculous, like I don't give a fuck how close you are. You do that to me, there is no relationship. That you don't come back from that. What the fuck? That's anyway. Like no, yeah, it made no sense at that point. No sense. Uh, I know how movies. Yeah, I know how movies work. I just seen Rent. It did out of nowhere and created some. Yeah, like I said, that random moment. Like I won't spoil, but my hog does something incredibly illegal, more illegal than when they drug the other students, and yet they turn around and still be friendly. No, you don't. No, what? No. And then I wrote, I still enjoyed this. Damn it with the advertisements. I still enjoy this movie. I'd still say it's a fun watch. If anything, watch for the incredible acting between the two leads, and also the awesome soundtracks. Speaking of which, whole Latigre, like I said, putting in riot girl music in a comedy where one of the leads is a lesbian, like I said, either very on the nose or very clever, possibly both. Absolutely, absolutely, like that. I thought that was very clever, very, very clever. But yeah, no, this was not a bad movie, just confusing towards the end there, and again, I understand why. I just don't get why the turn back. It was weird. And then again, I know I'm not the only one uh, that thought the two leads were going to be each other's romantic interests. That is not the case. But you know, that's fine. But yeah, no, this is not a bad movie. It's on Netflix right now. Uh, do as I did. Watch that late at night. You don't gotta be medicated like I was, but watch it late at night. You have a good time. It's a great movie. Again, I understand the Maya Hawke craze now. I dig it. And I already knew who Camila Mendez was. I watched Riverdale for a couple of seasons. Yeah. Anyway, that is all for this one. Thank you for watching.